you.
Let's now take this conversation back to the marketplace. As you may have heard earlier in the program, Treasury bills were trading around 15%, some few notches around some of the dated treasuries on Friday when we went for the last weekend in 2018. So we'll step into the final trading of the year. Let's check in with the FMDQ exchange place where we have a fixed income dealer ready to take us through the final deal day of 2018. So let's get this conversation up. It's going to be Monday with a Tuesday public holiday, and we're back to business on Wednesday. So it looks a little bit very one day in and one day out. So give us a sense of where yields are as far as the Treasury is concerned first.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
So essentially right now we have yields trading, the long dated bills are currently trading at about 14.85 to 15 levels. Today, this morning, the CBN has also floated another OMO auction, offering about 270 billion in the market. I mean, it's the end of the year. We're seeing players in the market trying to bolster their cash positions to close the end of the year. So the likelihood is that we're still going to see probably some bearish sentiments, flat in the market, likely because you're going to see a bit of selling. And of course, the OMO market, the OMO auction is still offering better yields for the long tenor at the moment. Although for the short tenor, because we've been seeing some selling even before in the previous week, so we're seeing that the yields there are a bit higher, but still, we're not going to see any buying at the moment. And of course, because the Q1 calendar isn't out yet, so we're still going to see some caution in trading through the week up until we receive the calendar. And there's going to be another OMO maturity of about 420 billion. And of course, we're anticipating an OMO auction to come up as well. So with all of those things happening, the market is likely to trade relatively flat.
Okay, so what's your outlook on what to expect when the Debt Office releases its calendar for the first quarter, at least for us to get the new year kicked off?
So by the time the first quarter calendar is out, the likelihood is that the CBN will have done a lot of mopping. So depending on, because the Treasury bill market really just is really about the liquidity trend. So depending on where liquidity is at the moment, that's when we're likely to see what traders are going to do. So let's see how much the CBN is able to mop up from the OMO auctions it's holding. It's holding one this morning, and it's going to likely hold another one at the maturity on Thursday. There's also going to be a PMA as well. So, I mean, when we see how those auctions, how they happen, with all the special OMO auctions too that the CBN is conducting, so the likelihood is that we'll only see how market participants will react after those auctions.
Okay. It's nice to have you talk to us for the final deal day of 2018. Thank you very much from FMDQ Exchange Place. We'll take a break. When we come back, it's back to the market. The big story of this cementing a merger between two cement companies, the Boa Group on one hand, which is not listed on the exchange, and CCNN of the other, which is Cement Company of Northern Nigeria. On the other hand, they've gotten all coast clear to merge these two cement. And, of course, the exchange is expected to list those shares. Let's get back to Temple Ashaju, who's giving us what the market is looking like for the shares of CCNN PLC on this final trading day of 2018 and the first trading day of the week that takes you and I into 2019. Got Temple Ashaju, our business correspondent, live to us from the Nigerian Stock Exchange trading floor. Checking through for us what's the CCNN's numbers looking like on the news of that merger of Boa Group adding its cement production capacity to that of CCNN PLC based in Sokoto State. Temple, let's bring you on the show. Temple, please go ahead.
Oh, right. Okay. The market is actually positive as we speak, Bosun, up some 0.08%. So we've seen 107 million units of shares traded so far this morning, and that's valued at about 400 million naira. What are the movers? You've got the likes of Vitaphone, which just released its earnings for this period into the market, and it's doing some 10% right now. In terms of appreciation and share price. Diamond Bank is also done some 92 million units of shares, and that represents some 8.54% in terms of its share price appreciation. Unity Bank is back up again. We saw some bit of sell pressure last week on that company, but right now it's trading at 1 naira 7 kobo. Having risen by some 9.18%. That's what we know so far about activities in the market so far. CCNN, we talked about that earlier in the first segment of the show. It's up right now by 2.05%, trading at 19 naira 95 kobo. It had closed on Friday at 19 naira 55 kobo, having seen some 316,184 units of shares traded last week. But this morning, we know that some 654.51 million units of the shares have now been traded so far, Bosun.
Yes, at Tempo, of course, everyone is looking at that very big cement story for us, CCNN. But again, this is coming through from the stock exchange as well, Tempo, that the Access Bank has just informed the Nigerian Stock Exchange of a scheduled board meeting for Monday, January the 28th, to consider their full year 2018 financial statement. The close period for the transaction will be January 1, 2019. But the board is meeting January 28, 2019. And that's the story. Yeah. Other things we're expecting this to be. Access Bank will be, of course, in the news because it's the one taking a Diamond Bank to the for this M&A.
So that is that activity or that exercise that the Access Bank has just notified the stock exchange of is in line with the rule book of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, Rule 17, subsection 2, basically, where it says that you have to disclose all of this kind of information to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and for that period, for the close period, which of course commences tomorrow, you will not have any of the directors, any of the relatives of the directors or staff of the company, or any one who knows anything much by way of relationship with Access Bank now trading on that company, except for the shareholders, if you want to deal in the secondary market. We know that Access Bank is currently trading at 6 naira 80-something kobo, and with this, we've already seen the share price now rising in the market because you want to have quite a number of investors who take position.
At Tempo, we got to
close period, which commences tomorrow.
At Tempo, we got to leave it here, but just to wrap it up, you talk about Vitafoam earnings there earlier. We need to let our viewers know that this company is coming from a negative 2017 to a positive 2018, 15 naira negative or 15.00 negative earnings per share last year to a positive 57 kobo for Vitafoam. Whatever you are sleeping on, Tempo, I don't know what type of foam, but at least this company is reporting a profit of 600 million in for 2018 from a negative 127 million last year. Whatever you are sleeping on, let's sleep on all of this until tomorrow when we get back to Business Morning as always. Sleep on it, everyone. Wake up tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 a.m. We're right here. Have a great day, everyone. See you in the new year.